Before we get into this video, I have to issue a warning to you because what you're about to witness after the show's intro is absolutely horrendous. You see, the Make Her Scream trophy in God of War Ghost of Sparta is not for the faint of heart. It sounds simple, but this trophy is painful. You've been warned.
That one bullshit PlayStation trophy.
Oh, God, man, my ears! What the bloody hell's that? It's probably what you're thinking now, and I'm sorry, but you were warned. So this is the Make Her Scream trophy, which requires you to make this Titan right here scream continuously for over 1 minute. Upon approaching the Titan, a cutscene occurs where it asks Kratos to free them and then take their powers, and this basically involves Kratos ripping out the chains that have embedded themselves into them, and you do this by pressing circle, and then you have to rotate the left analog stick. And if you're playing the game normally, a few quick spins of this stick would yank the chains out and you could progress with the game. But for this trophy, we need to hold this spin at a certain speed in order to keep her screaming without pulling out the chains. And this is where the problems lie. Because when you rotate that analog stick, if you go too slow, Kratos will loosen the chains, or they might snap off altogether, which then voids the trophy. And if she stops screaming at some point because you've gone too slow, that will also reset the counter. And of course, if you spin them too fast, well, this will happen.
It was at this moment he knew. He messed up.
And if you do yank them out by mistake, you better hit that pause button really quick and press restart checkpoint, and then just hope that you've beaten the autosave and that you revert back to just before you started to talk to her. Otherwise, you'll have to do a whole new playthrough or revert to an old save. And of course, just like all these old God of War games, when you restart checkpoints, it doesn't let you skip the cutscenes, so you'll have to watch all of those again as well before you get to have another attempt. So what you have with this trophy then is this really awkward bit in the game where you're trying to prolong a really short sequence that should be over in a couple of seconds by just spinning the analog stick at a very specific speed to keep her continuously screaming. And that is easier said than done, because it can be really hard to get a judge of how fast or how slow you should be rotating that analog stick. Because you can be in a really good rhythm, thinking you're doing great and about to get the trophy, and then the Titan will just suddenly stop screaming.
Oh God! Oh God!
Which will then reset the counter, and yes, I know it's only a minute and that doesn't seem long at all, but when you're sitting there and you're trying to keep that spinning motion in the same speed and the same rhythm over and over again, and you've got that fucking giant head thing screaming at you, it's really distracting. I would advise you to just put the game on mute at this point and just stare at the chains under the chin and keep an eye on how they look and let them bob back and forth, and eventually you'll hopefully get this trophy and not have to hear that annoying thing scream again. And if you needed another reason to hate the Make Her Scream trophy, well, so that's why the Make Her Scream trophy in Ghost of Sparta gets a bullshit rating of.
Alright, here we go. Let's go!
Shit.